Hi, everybody. Welcome to Marty Time TV. I'm Marty Caswell. That is Ted
Uh,
Leitner. We are brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Fingers crossed we don't have tech issues because we have someone beloved we want to talk about. That would be the great Randy Jones, number 35, the crafty lefty. The news came in this morning. It was absolutely heartbreaking. Teddy, you know him as well and as long as
God,
anybody, man. What was it like
wow.
knowing Randy Jones?
I, I consider myself so lucky. 'Cause not only knowing him 47 years, but having covered him only a couple of years as a Padre, my
Mhm.
first 2 years, his last 2 years, and then I got so lucky because being an ambassador, as I was able to have 5 years as my last 5 years as an ambassador, and so I would see him in the owner's suite together during the ball games, and I got to know him so well and so much better than I had, when he played. And
Mhm.
so I find that to be such a great blessing, considering what happened and that he's gone. And I miss him already. He's just, him. Maybe he's one of the great
Yeah.
people in sports or out of sports, and one of the great Padres. And I mean, the first Padre star. He put this franchise on the map when he won the Cy Young with a lot of bad teams, but he was the guy, and people forget that. You know what?
Mhm.
The analogy for me is back in New York when, after Joe DiMaggio retired from the Yankees, he started doing these Mr. Coffee commercials for the new Mr. Coffee machine, and so young people would say, "Play baseball." I thought he was just the Mr. Coffee guy, and their parents would say, "No, no, no. Not only did he play, he was great." Fans or even young adults who didn't watch him pitch didn't understand. Not only was he a player, he was a great player. And I mean, beat out Jerry Koosman of the Mets, Steve Carlton of the Phillies, Don Sutton, my good buddy with the Dodgers. He was it. And the most wins that year, 1976, and the most, his whip was like 103. I mean, he was great, not good, great for that 1 year. Then he had that pinched nerve and he was never the same. But yeah, young Padre fans, Randy Jones was a cornerstone of the franchise, first star, and a great player.
He should have won the Cy Young in 1975. Of course, he was beaten out by some guy named, Tom Seaver or whatnot.
Yep.
His stats are remarkable. 22 and 14 for a Padres team that pretty much that went 73 and 89. The most important thing, the most impressive thing to me was the 25 complete games. This dude, Randy Jones, started 40 games started, 25 complete games, unheard of in this. It's never going to happen again. Just absolutely remarkable.
It's truly, I mean, when people look at records, they'll give it that cliche number five, I think it is. This
Mhm.
record will never be broken. 315 innings, and that'll happen again. Never, never. And the 25 complete games, did all National League pitchers, starters combined, did they have 25 combined? I don't think so. I doubt it. Last season, he had 25 complete games, which right away, I know the game and you're out there every fourth day instead of fifth day.
Mhm.
But what really aided him so much was that the sinker was his pitch. He didn't throw hard. It was a back like Trevor, and then the change was a Bugs Bunny pitch. They couldn't hit it no matter what they did. So later in games, though he might have lost a little bit as he got tired, the crazy. So if you didn't get Randy out in the sixth, he was hanging around till the ninth, and there's a good chance you're going to lose. And that was a part of his strength. More tired, sinker, more action, you're gone, done. Next batter. I mean, it was something to watch. I remember when Pete Rose, who could not buy a hit off him, the all-time hits leader, right? Batting right-handed as a switch hitter against Randy's lefty, said, "The heck with it," and switched around to the left side. All right, I'll fight him lefty on lefty, see if that works. He grounded out. Didn't do that again. Randy Jones was a big-time player.
I grew up watching some terrible, terrible teams, but I was lucky enough because I had Tony Gwynn to watch. For me, it didn't matter
Right,
if the Padres lost 100 games. I got to sit in right field and watch Tony Gwynn go, four
right.
for four and not strike out and just play remarkable defense in right field. But Randy Jones was a time, I mean, on some very, very bad teams. But you mentioned it. He was a star. You weren't going for the bobblehead night or for the $2 hot dogs. You were going to watch Randy Jones. He was appointment viewing at Jack Murphy Stadium for Padres fans. And that to me is, you said it, the Padres' first real star. Are you frozen again, Ted?
He was, yeah, he was,
Okay, sorry.
he was a show. And I'll tell you how. Think, and do you ever remember that in keeping attendance, they would do with Randy starts, as you mentioned, a bad team, but they would do about 4 to 5 thousand more in attendance
That's incredible.
with Randy starting. So they would check their rotation, and then they show up to see Randy. He would warm up down the left field line at Qualcomm, or then Jack Murphy, and then as
Hmm.
he walked in toward home plate with his catcher, Freddie Kendall, and a towel over his shoulder and so forth, each section as he passed the box seats would stand up and cheer him to the dugout to start the game. No Padre pitcher I know has ever had that.
Hmm.
So yeah, young Padre fans, not but a really old school, old fashioned pitcher that was really, really terrific. I feel I've known him 47 years.
My goodness.
I miss him so much already.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. And I know this is a guy that you would. I mean, I've been watching Padres games as a fan for like my entire childhood. I've done this. I've been in the business for over 20 years. So Randy Jones was a staple of going to Petco Park, going to Jack Murphy Stadium, going to Qualcomm, every single spring training. He's out there. You know, he would meet all the new pitchers. He would talk their ears off. And to your point, like, I mean, I didn't watch Randy Jones pitch. When I did not watch him, he was not part of my generation, but I knew who Randy Jones was. And when I went to games at Jack Murphy Stadium, he had that delicious barbecue. So I became a fan of Randy Jones because his barbecue was so freaking good. And then I'm working at Mighty 1090, and he was part of the Padres pregame show with Darren Smith and Phil Nevin and Dave Roberts and Mark Pryor and a whole
You know,
variety. They did this,
I have to say this
yeah.
since you mentioned yeah, since you mentioned the barbecue,
Hmm.
I thought, and I'm a big barbecue fan,
Okay.
big barbecue fan. Every place I travel with the Padres when they started interleague play, and I
Hmm.
thought, Kansas City, what day is Kansas City? Barbecue. I'll be at Arthur Bryant's or I'll be at Joe's, one of the two barbecue places. So I really love barbecue, even though I'm an East Coast guy that never had it till I went to Oklahoma and then fell in love with it in college. I
Hmm.
thought Randy's was good. Randy's was good. And he was so good to us because he loved Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry loved him, Jerry
Yep.
Coleman. So he would, after the game had started and the press dining room would feed the rest of the media, Jerry and I would wait because we know we're not going to eat that. No offense. RJ will begin and have a big cart, like a room service cart with a hotel at a hotel, and he would bring a plate of barbecue for Jerry and me single time. And Jerry never called him RJ, never called him Randy, never called him Lefty, called him Leo, his middle name.
Wow.
Leo, get in here, feed us now. And it was just a part for me of Padre baseball from day one. My first job when I joined the Padres in 1980 was the co-host of the Channel 8 pregame show,
Hmm.
and it was the Randy Jones show. So Randy and I did that together when he was obviously not pitching that day, and it was just I mean, name the guest. Because I'd say, well, I'll go. You want me to get somebody? No, I'll get him. I'll get him. And Randy'd go because they would not say no to Randy
No,
Jones.
no.
So we'd have, in San Francisco, Willie Mays was hanging around the field. Hey, Willie, want to come on a pregame show? Okay. Willie McCovey, you want to come on? We had the greatest guests of all time because Randy Jones was booking them, as it were, on the fly before the game. Had a great time. Had simply did, as Jerry was the manager in '80, and I had come to to be on TV.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when Jerry left the broadcast booth and did the pregame show with Randy Jones, the Randy Jones Show.
I never knew that until I read it in I think it was Kurt Kenny's piece in the UT. I mean, I knew what he did for the Padres pregame show later on the day on Mighty 1090
Right,
with Darren, but I
right.
never knew that he was your guy and he did that while he was still working. That's like Blake Snell doing the dugout interviews with Don and Mud, right? When he's not pitching the dugout. I did not know Randy Jones did that, but I'll tell you this, Ted. So when I would be the on-field producer for those BP shows, right? And I wanted to go ahead and get someone like I want to get Joe Torre when he came into town, I would name drop Randy Jones. And
Of
Joe
course.
Torre he wasn't going to say no to Randy Jones either, even all these years later.
No, it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. That's the kind of thing, players, they're not fond of the media. Some put up with us and some are nice and cordial. Some are not. Some are not. But
Mhm.
like that to drop that name. That if
Yeah.
you say, "Hi, I don't know you, but would you come on our pregame show?" You say, "Hey, Randy Jones asked me to ask you to come on his pregame TV show." Not a player in baseball would say no. And so we did. We had great guests, and Randy was always able to book guests, no matter who we work with, on all those talk shows. It was decades of pre and post, and also regular talk shows in the afternoon, and
Hmm.
did a whole lot of broadcast stuff and a whole lot of the barbecue and the restaurant out there. That when Larry Lucchino brought him in, and that had to let him have the kiosk and the restaurant. I don't know exactly when he became an ambassador, but he's always been doing something. I
Yeah.
asked a sports writer, a longtime sports writer, Bill Center, haven't had an answer yet, and I said, I had 41 years broadcasting, 5 as an ambassador. Randy pitched for X number of years from 73 to 80. And then I don't know when he started in back. Am I the longest tenured Padre employee, or is Randy Jones? And one of the two of us has been around for a long, long time. And now we've lost Randy, as we lost the ambassador named Dick Enberg, and we lost the ambassador named Tony Gwynn, and we lost Peter Seidler. This franchise has
Yeah.
been beaten up a lot the last few years, that's for sure.
They have, and it breaks my heart. It's been a tough couple of years for Padres fans, and you're right. You may not know, you may not have watched Randy Jones pitch, you may not have listened to him on your show on CBS or in Mighty 1090, but if you went to Petco Park or to spring training, you saw Randy Jones, because this is a man who loved baseball, breathed baseball, loved being around baseball players, loved meeting all the new pitchers, and he was just a joy to be around. And I'm going to miss him dearly. And my thoughts to all his friends and his family, to his wife Marie, and I know he has some daughters too. So I am so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry that we've lost another such a loved member of the Padres family.
No question, no question. And I don't know if this is saying something that I know it isn't known in the public, but it was Marie's birthday yesterday.
Oh no.
And I'm just devastated. She's one of the great ladies
Yeah.
ever among Padre wives, and who's involved in a million things, just like what I learned also, and my condolences also. I haven't talked to Marie yet, but I've known her the same 47 years I knew Randy Leo. And I learned as my youth, as it were. I got here at 31, and I learned a lot of things. Watching Jerry Coleman, watching Tony Gwynn, watching Randy Jones, I learned how to deal with the public. And would ask myself, I got a request for this charity and that charity. I don't know if I have time to do this or that. What would Jerry do? What would Tony do? What would Randy do? And use that as a guideline for myself to learn how to be in the public eye, how to give of yourself, as Randy did to everyone. Those guys, Tony, Jerry, Randy, did not know the name, did not know the meaning of the word no.
Nope.
It was yes to everyone. And you don't see many of those in a lifetime. We've seen them.
You don't see them now. You're an absolute gem, Teddy. I love hearing stories. I love hearing your Padres stories. I will never get. I'm sorry we have to do it on such a sad occasion. I look forward to seeing you again. I did see you at the last Padres press conference introducing Craig Stammen. I did not get a chance to say hi, but I'm sure I will say hi to you at the next press conference for the next Padres manager. I'm just joking. Do you have a quick thought on Craig Stammen as the next Padres manager before I say goodbye to you? Is Teddy even there? Teddy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just missed your last part. That's all.
I'm so sorry. Last thing. Do you have any thoughts on the next Padres manager? That would be Craig Stammen, someone that you.
Craig Stammen. When I heard that, my thought was, what a great hire.
Huh.
He's the same. All my 41 years with the ball club,
Yeah.
He's in my top 5 in terms of character, integrity, personality, leadership abilities. I told AJ the same thing, and I told John Seidler the same thing. People will say, they want some well-known guy and has been a manager, but this is a great hire. If you can't play that he is, and I met his parents for the first time at the introductory news conference, this is a guy who, you got to have players, of course, like everybody, but an inspired, terrific choice. Fans won't think it's a great, celebrity, sexy choice, but it's a great choice.
Right. Okay. I will agree with you in this. He was beloved by those players in the clubhouse.
Oh,
so we're not talking like players from 10 years ago. We're talking about The guy, a very important player in Manny Machado, loves him. Tatis loves him. Very, very, very well respected. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to go. I know he is not the sexiest name. You heard the name Pujols out there, but Craig Stammen, he knows the Padres inside out. So this will be fun. Will I see you in spring training? Fan Fest, spring training. Will I see you in spring training, Uncle Teddy, doing your thing?
That's a very good question. I don't know. I haven't been to spring training since I left the broadcast booth. I've been to Fan Fest every year.
Yes,
Fan Fest every year, including last year. I don't know about spring training, but I'll be around the ballpark and ball team as much as I can.
Good. We're having fun with the Wi-Fi, guys. Teddy, are you frozen? You're unfrozen. Okay.
I'm frozen. I'm unfrozen now.
You're good. You're good. All right. This was better than last time. I mean, I know you cut out a few times.
See, you were frozen almost every time you were asking a question. So I had to wait for the very end when you came back to catch the end of the question, so I wouldn't give an answer to a totally different question. Looked like a moron, and 78-year-old aging moron. But it worked. It still worked out better than most for me. That's for sure.
Thank you, Teddy. It's a joy. It's a joy to see you. A joy to hear your stories. Thank you for sharing your stories on your dear friend Randy Jones. We will miss you, number 35, crafty lefty. My thoughts to all his friends and his family. And I'm so sorry for this loss for all you Padres fans. But hopefully we'll have some better days ahead, and we will talk soon. Uncle Teddy, you know I love you. Talk to you soon. That was Ted Leitner. I'm Marty Caswell. We're brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Thanks so much to Teddy. I can listen to Ted tell stories about the Padres current and in the past forever. But we were having some tech issues. All right, Padres fans. I will be back later. I will talk to you soon. Hopefully, we'll have some free agent news to talk about soon, and perhaps, just perhaps, an AJ Preller extension. Have a wonderful day. I will talk to you next week. Bye.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks, Ted.